a pretty pleasant December day in the Volunteer State. The chilly rain from last night has moved on. The temps have bumped up a bit here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Ready? Ready, go!
They'll start on the ground. ETN. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Tua sets up to pass it. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack, well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10.
Deputy Ranger, Deputy Ranger.
They go play action with Willis. He dumps it off for Henry. He's got room at the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. The Titans at 500 at 6-6. Hey, Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon. Pulling good on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Meanwhile, Tua's throw into the hands of Boyle here. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And they'll go again with Etienne. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. A give running right, Etienne. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. They'll roll him out right. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. And the Titans are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Play action, Willis. That's complete to Traylon Burks. And some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. A gain of right around 35. 5 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Running left, it's Henry. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Willis will look to throw on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade and Ulikin. And the Jaguars are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make the play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Harold Landry.
If we go back to the last series, remember, their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway, and that helped contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe his quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Willis. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Hey, check that, street.
Henry up the middle. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Willis. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Third down, it's Willis. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And a solid run down inside the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Ready. Stop. 17. Ready.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position, to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Play action. Now it's Tua. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tua. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now another timeout here called by the Titans. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Tua. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Tyree Gillespie. And the Titans are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Willis from the gun on 3rd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect first half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything, we've had our troubles on our own right, we still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Willis to try again after the pick 6. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
Willis's throw is on target to Burks. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Barton, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Check the Eagles. Trap 50. Next team boxes. 70 Rangers.
Willis will look to pass again here. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field. And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now 21-7. 4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 79 Broncos.
To throw, here's Willis. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Allen, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Here's Brett Kern now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On first down, right back to ETN. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough at run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's the backup Goff. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's is Goff. Well, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Goff. He'll get that underneath ETN. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Gone. ETN bringing in another one. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 26. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Goff throwing again. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, you felt like if they were going to make a comeback, they needed to get something out of that drive. Instead, not only did they throw the interception, Charles, it gets returned for the touchdown, and now you've got a 4-score game here in the third quarter.
And I think that this win was probably pretty well assured before he even took that one back, but ask him or any of his defensive teammates about it, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to be quick to say that's the score that sealed it.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Here's Goff. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Caleb Farley. There he goes right side. The 30, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football. Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Here's Goff. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here we go on fourth. Goff. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll get 19 yards there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On the counter, Etienne. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That second down play nets a -4.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On third down, here's Etienne. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Jags come up empty on fourth down. And this defense will take over right at midfield. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On second down, here's a run from Haskins. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd down, and they go back to Haskins. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Henry. Able to find Willis. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Handoff running left is Etienne. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Off play action. Here's Goff. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Etienne up the middle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Etienne once more. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Second and 11. Willis with another keeper. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment. Whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Titans, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.